Tonight, a group is trying to ban hunting, fishing, even pest control in the state of Oregon, and they are gaining momentum to put that question on a ballot.
𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏 is the chief petitioner.
30% of Oregon agricultural sales are animal-related. 70% are crops. We can have 100% of those be crops if we wanted to.
Restaurants and hunting organizations, meanwhile, are firing back, saying the move could be detrimental to the state economy.
𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏 is a fourth-generation owner of Dan and Louie Oyster Bar in Old Town.
We want to see this business continue and go.
She says the restaurant has been struggling to stay afloat, relying on every seafood they can sell.
If you take all of that away, it would just devastate not just restaurants, not just grocery stores, but it hits the farmers.
The Oregon Hunters Association says the economic impact could be far-reaching.
It's not only a way of life, it's how a lot of folks feed their families. And at the end of the day, we're not talking about tens of millions of dollars. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars each year that contribute to the economy.
An initiative that's trying to basically outlaw the ability to kill or injure an animal for any reason other than self-defense.
The group is called the People for the Elimination of Animal Cruelty Exemptions, or PSACT. The initiative criminalizes injuring or killing animals, including farming, ranching, hunting, fishing, and even pest control, among other categories. Now, the only exceptions are some veterinary practices and self-defense.
When it comes to animal agriculture, shifting to plant agriculture, that is obviously a big thing. Shifting some farms potentially to animal sanctuaries.
They want to make Oregon a sanctuary state. That's their term for it. And what that would effectively do is criminalize hunting, fishing, trapping, wildlife management practices, education and teaching with animals, all the way down to your ability to trap pests and vermin. Trapping mice or rats in your home or in restaurants or hospitals, all of that would be criminalized if this were to pass.
The complete disregard and lack of common sense and self-serving individuals that are behind this it's really embarrassing that we've actually gotten to the point where they have 105,000 folks that have actually signed onto this petition.
It's really focused on taking the legs out of animal agriculture. So there's a section in this that would term common breeding practices like artificial insemination as sexual assault. So you're going to take the legs out of the ranching industry, the dairy industry, and those are huge economic drivers in our state as well. So all of the ideas that are encompassed within this are bad, basically.
This is literally what we're working with. Controversial petition aims to ban hunting, fishing, and pest control in Oregon. And this isn't new. This is at a couple of go-arounds. This is like the third go-around for this ballot, this initiative ballot. I mean, it is such a virtue signaling driven. I mean, we heard the bald guy, right? The bald guy's just crazy. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, we can all just eat lettuce all of our lives. And, just a bunch of nonsense. The implications of something like this to the state of Oregon. I have hunted in Oregon. I have fished in Oregon. I have not killed any pests in Oregon that I remember. I do love animals. I think they're delicious. Animals are here for us to use as a resource. Not using them makes the whole ecological system just go wacky. And so many of these animals that hunters hunt will arguably disappear, because if you don't have the conservation going on with the hunters, if all of a sudden it's illegal to hunt all this stuff, there's going to be no money from the licenses to fund all of the conservation, and the whole thing just goes absolutely sideways. Let alone, I'm a real estate appraiser. Every now and then, you ask for a pest inspection on a home. If you know a home has a bunch of dry rot on it, it's got infestation of whatever, and now we're no longer going to kill pests. Okay, so then what do we do there, right? How about commercial fishing in Oregon? My father-in-law, my ex-wife's dad, was a commercial fisherman. His family's commercial fishermen out of Warrenton, Oregon, outside of Astoria. You kill that industry, you kill hunting, you kill recreational fishing. I mean, absolute harebrained idea, right? Because there is no food source that is cleaner than scooping something up out of the ocean or shooting something yourself that just flew by. I shot a lot of ducks. I shot a lot of geese, ate them. I went elk hunting in 𝗥𝗘𝗘𝗦𝗥𝗘𝗏, which is across the river from Oregon and from Astoria. Never killed an elk, but saw some, and a great experience, phenomenal experience. So a group is trying to ban hunting, fishing, and pest control in Oregon. Pest control. We're talking about pest control. Pest control. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You got a pest absolutely destroying a home? Let's just leave it because, hurting a pest is bad. Group is called the People for the Elimination of Animal Cruelty Exemptions, or PEACE. I would call this a piece of crap initiative. That's what I would refer it to. It's a piece of crap because it's a bunch of people virtue signaling, we just don't want to eat any meat. That's what, we just love a pet so much, we just want to let them all just go. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. The Pacific Northwest is hell-bent on destroying itself internally, inside out. Let's just kill everything. Let's just tax everything to 10 ways from Sunday, and then we'll just put in all these regulations. Let's just outlaw everything. Outlaw everything. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Seattle's trying to bring in the Sonics 2.0 because, they left and went to Oklahoma City. They were taken there because Seattle didn't want to play ball with the new arena. Well, now we got a new arena. Now that we got a new arena, we're just dialed in for the new Sonics. Washington State's going to bring in a millionaires tax. So our governor's talking to the NBA commissioner. Hey, however we can help you out here, don't worry about that millionaires tax. It's not going to impact anybody. New York has professional athletes. So does Los Angeles. They all play. They've got, jock tax. They've got taxes like that. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Seattle's such a small market, and the impact that this kind of thing would have would be just, hundreds and into the billions in lost revenue. What is the fishing industry, commercial fishing industry up and down the Oregon coast? What does that bring in a year? It's not small. The initiative criminalizes injuring or killing animals. You know what? You're going to have to do that. You need to have animal protein. Not having it, you end up like that bald, frail guy. I think we can all just eat lettuce. Including killing for food, hunting, fishing, criminalizes breeding practices. Breeding practices. And thank you to the young lady who sent this topic to me, and you were from a butcher shop. Thank you so much. I've seen this topic kicking around, and I'm like, that is the most insane thing ever. And it is. It's absolutely nutty. It's like, you want to do what? Exactly what? Let's see. Hunting, fishing, pest control, breeding practices. I mean, do you know Eastern Oregon? What would that do to Eastern Oregon with all the ranches they have out there? You know what I mean? More specifically, injuring or killing animals, including farming, ranching, hunting, fishing, trapping. Oh yeah, I forgot trapping. No more trapping. No more trapping, guys. Pest control, research, teaching, criminalizes breeding practice would all be a crime. Illegal. That is absolutely nutty. And you know where a lot of the support is coming from? Yeah, it's coming from, what do we got here? California, New York, and Russia. I got a cheat sheet over here. I'm looking at it. I wrote down some hand scribbles. Come in handy. It's like, do I need to write that down? No, I can remember it. Nope, can't. There are so many different alternatives. 30% of Oregon agricultural sales are animal related. 70% are crops. We can have 100% of those be crops if we wanted to. Yeah, but we don't want to. We don't want to, because that is a numbskull idea. That is a shenanigan-laden, just absolute brain-dead analysis. Oh, we just want to have vegetables. Good luck with that. You know what, though? They're gonna try and wear down Oregon. After a while, Oregon's gonna go, you know what? We shouldn't be mean to the animals. Oh my God. Artificial insemination is rape. It's how we do it, right? It's how we do it. They're animals. They're not human beings. Different categories. And if you're so inclined to not kill bugs, pests, the rats, you're just going to let the rat population just fester? Oh, it's now illegal to kill a rat. Good luck with that downtown, right? Next to the homeless encampment. Mickelson agrees that eliminating hunting and fishing licenses will remove funding from wildlife management, but argues that it would create job training fund for people who lose their livelihoods because of the initiative's enactment. Nonsense. That is such nonsense. You're not, the amount of money that you're gonna take away from Oregon as a whole from this kind of thing is just shockingly ignorant from a reality standpoint. You are brain dead if you think that this wouldn't have just a massive, massive implication. This is one of those woke shenanigan type things that the left throws out there and thinks, well, it'll be okay. It'll create job training fund for people who lose their livelihoods because of the initiative's enactment. And then you're like, no, it's going to decimate the economy. You've already got a decimated economy. You've already got a budget deficit. You've consistently got budget deficits in Oregon. Oregon, I mean, you've got some of the worst real estate investment attractiveness in the country. You're 80 out of 81 in Portland. You're bottom of the barrel already. Are you just trying to push it further down? Let's get there. Let's go straight to hell with this kind of initiative. When it comes to animal agriculture, shifting to plant agriculture, that is obviously a big thing. No, it's not. No, we still need animals because, like I said, again, they're delicious. Shifting some farms potentially to animal sanctuaries? No, we're not going to do that. That's absurd. That is stupid. You are stupid. Similar to how the OHSU primate research lab, I don't care about that. Currently in talks to transition their primate lab into a primate sanctuary. Research is a different animal. See what I did there? That's a different drill, right? Research? Okay. All right. You're going to operate on the monkey without anesthesia. Okay. Whatever. But hunting out in the wild? There is no cleaner food source than killing something in the wild. There just isn't. Because everything that you get from a farm, I mean, it's got some kind of impact to it. It's got some kind of ecological impact to it. No matter how clean you try and make it, right? I think the same thing could be done for some animal farms as well. Yeah, well, that's because you're a moron. He noted the initiative does not protect insects. Okay. But pests, it does impact pests. The group says killing animals and it also doesn't impact, I think, like clams, mollusks. It doesn't impact that subphylum or whatever they call that. I remember I took animal psychology in college, and it was like, animal psychology, do we care about the psychology of animals? Animal psychology, this is the University of Washington. Right before it kind of started really going woke. Maybe it was woke and I just didn't know it in 1980. I graduated from high school in 87, so it would have been 87, 88, 89, 90, somewhere right in there, right? Right before the grunge era. Yep. Group says killing animals is a choice. Yes, and we make it because they are delicious. And that is how the system is set up to work. And that the initiative prioritizes plants instead of killing animals. And then, you ever hung out with a vegan, like a real hardcore vegan? They are the weakest people. They're just like, I'm so frail. And you can just literally push them over. You got nothing. You got nothing because they've got no real protein running through their system. I'm sorry, protein from peas ain't going to cut it. Give me some steak. Give me a good ribeye. Don't make my steak illegal. That's absurd. And argues that there is no reason to maintain the status quo. No, there is. There's lots of reasons, and I've just named them. So suck on it there, ding dong. This is not the first time a group has tried to criminalize hunting and fishing. Unfortunately, it's not. I mean, you just think to yourself, what are you doing? Now, you're trying to overlay your virtue signaling about your own life to the rest of society, and it would have massive implications that you don't care about. You don't care. You could care less, because if you thought it through, you'd go, maybe in my personal life, I don't have to eat bison. I don't have to eat chicken. I don't really want to do that. But we're just going to let the other people do their thing. We're going to let them hunt. We're going to let them fish. There is Oregon IP 28 would criminalize hunting, fishing, trapping, and farming. So if you type in OregonHunters.org, they've got all kinds of information on this issue. The IP 28 would criminalize hunting, fishing, trapping, and farming. Join Oregon Hunters Association to fight IP 28. So if you're interested in doing that, that's where you go to. I just Googled Oregon Hunters Association and came up with it. So I wanted to plug that because anything fighting this is need this to go away. But what I'm afraid of is that they're just going to keep recycling this, and eventually people are going to get beaten down. And in Oregon, it's all about virtue signaling, at least in the big cities, right? Eastern Oregon, southeastern Oregon, I mean, you are out in the heartland. You're in high desert. You're in high desert there, where hunting is awesome. Fishing is amazing. Fish the Deschutes River. Plus, you've also got a lot of really good breweries. Yeah, let's not be picky. When we think about hiking and bird watching and all these activities that all Oregonians support, many of them gauge in, IP28 strikes at the heart of this entire way of life. There is a way of life outside of Portland, and it is huge, and it is being threatened by ideology like this, which is just mentally twisted. So we're trying to warn everybody and educate everybody. All right. We need to do whatever we can to help grow downtown again, and taking away all meat is not gonna do that, she said. That's the lady with the seafood restaurant in downtown Oregon. Yeah, we need to do whatever we can help to grow downtown again. Taking away all meat. No, it's not. That's not going to help anything. So far, it's got 105,000 signatures since July of 2024. They need 117,000 to make it on the ballot. So they're getting close. They're getting close. That's the 2026 November ballot. They will be there for sure. I mean, but it's just pure insanity. It's just, this is news for reasonable people. Let's look at some of the comments here, right? For a minute, I thought I was reading the Babylon Bee, right? I mean, this is a Babylon Bee, complete satire. Somebody said PETA, people for ethical treatment of animals. People eating tasty animals. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Typical short-sighted, want to make the world nicer, lack of thinking, utterly blind to consequences. Yeah, and that's the thing. Just utterly blind to consequences. Tonight, I'll be having a nice juicy steak for dinner. Medium rare red meat. Almost mooing. Sounds good, doesn't it? Again, I love animals. They're tasty. They're tasty, and they're loaded with protein, and they're a super clean protein source. They're organic. You shoot one out of the sky. You pick out those. Well, they're not lead anymore. It used to be lead shot, but then we realized, lead in the environment isn't good. So they're steel shot, right? So much better. Pick out the steel shot. Grill that bad boy up. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it? Because they're a resource. They were put on Earth as a resource. We need to use them responsibly, which is what the whole conservation effort is all about, that you pay for with your hunting and fishing licenses. And you've got those game specialists out there. There's 45 male elk. Well, we're going to issue 28 permit. However that whole thing works out, right? It's all regulated. I mean, it's not like this is just an absolute the purge free-for-all. Let's just all grab our rifles and go shoot something. Whole thing is just, but that's Oregon. That's Oregon. I mean, I'm frankly shocked that Washington State isn't joining in on this. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, Northern California as well. But Oregon's always got to go down this absolute wacky, woke, virtue signaling, just crazy shenanigan-laden, misguided adventure. And then what they'll realize, it's like Proposition, what was it? Measure 110, which decriminalized drugs. And then they saw a massive spike in drug overdoses. It's like that, right? Oh, actions have consequences. Haven't learned that yet, nor do they care, because it's all about the woke virtue signaling for them. Just, it's retarded. Totally retarded. Thanks so much for being here. I'd love to have you subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.